All right, so we need to, first of all, backtrack a bit to understand how relationships work. Relationships is about love. And unfortunately, many people don't understand this whole concept of love. Some people think that love is a feeling. Some people think that love is something that just, you walk into it, you feel butterflies in your stomach. And love is a decision. Love is intentional. Love, Bible tells us that God himself is love. What it means is that when we try to define love according to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, to understand what love is, it says love is patient, love is kind. All those wonderful things written in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 from verse 4. When we get to verse 7, and that's where this whole conversation is sitting. Verse 7 says, love believes the best about the other person. Love believes the best about the other person. Suspicion believes the worst about the other person. So there is a tendency for our minds to create stories where there are gaps. Yeah. There are tendencies for our minds to reinterpret situations and give it a narrative that fits something that we have created in our head that does not actually match reality. An example is like the one you gave. You send a message to somebody, they don't reply immediately, and your mind goes on overdrive. Yeah. Why didn't they reply? Are they ignoring me?
Why didn't they put that emoji?
Why didn't they put the emoji? Yeah. Why did they put this emoji? Yeah. They begin to read meanings into things that do not matter. Or sometimes they read meanings that you didn't mean. And then because their mind has gaps, and the enemy loves those gaps because he likes to create narratives that fit them. Now, this is why, to really build a relationship and grow a relationship that is solid and strong, you need wisdom. You need to understand how this thing works. Understand there's an enemy that is giving you narratives. All those thoughts going in your head, they are coming from somewhere and they don't match the reality. Yeah. You are giving interpretations to things that do not exist. So you have to be careful how you entertain thoughts about the other person. So when you're in a relationship, know that the enemy will create ideas about that person and frame narratives in the head, and you need to challenge those narratives. Yeah. And living in a fallen world, the mind has a way of wanting to protect us. So we live in self-preservation. Your mind protects you most of the time. So your mind tries to create a narrative so that you take actions that protect you. Now, but the problem with that sometimes is that the narrative is negative. So it jumps in to warn you. You want to defend yourself. You want to protect yourself from possible harm. You want to protect yourself. And meanwhile, all of the story that is being created in your head are not reality. You are believing lies. And the enemy uses those things to destroy the relationship. This is why we go back to the scriptures. Love believes the best. Yeah. So even if there are questionable things, you would have to treat it with caution. I'm not saying be naive. I'm not saying, everything that happens, you shouldn't pay attention. Yeah, sometimes, don't be a walkover. Mm-hmm. Don't be naive, but question things with caution. Be careful in how you're entertaining thoughts in your head about your significant other. It can be your husband, it can be your wife. Just know that there's an enemy that wants to destroy that relationship. Yeah. There's an enemy that wants to destroy the marriage. The question is, are you agreeing with the enemy? Yeah. Or are you resisting the enemy? Are you supporting the effort of the devil to destroy this relationship, to destroy this marriage? Or are you going against the enemy? It's something I teach. I say never agree with the devil.
I like like that.
Never agree with the devil. So be sure that you're not agreeing with the devil. So when he's telling you that the reason why they are doing like this is because they are giving money to somebody somewhere. Really? 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 The reason why they have not given you the money or not giving you that amount that you asked for is because there is a side chick somewhere that really you're forming narratives in your head. You know, maybe they didn't get paid. Maybe the money they're expecting hasn't come. But now you're filling it with all kinds of things. And you say, I know. That was why they were not allowing me to listen to the phone call. They had to go outside because, you know, all kinds of things begin to come up. We need to be careful. Suspicion silently destroys relationships. And you need to know there's a devil that wants to destroy that relationship. He's not happy that you're happy. There's a third party that is not rooting for relationships. Do you know what he wants to do, or he tries to do? Is to create an image in your mind of your significant other that is not them. So he tells you that this person is a philanderer. And he comes up with all kinds of pictures. And you think they're cheating, they're doing this, they're doing this. So there's an image that this sinister third person we call Satan has created in your mind, and you agree with it. So now the enemy is telling you that your wife is lazy, your wife is rude, your wife is cheating, your husband is whatever, and then you believe that picture. And now guess what happens? You start treating the person according to the picture that you have believed. So you stop agreeing with them, you start withdrawing from them, you start being cautious around them, you start, you know, doing all kinds of investigation. You suddenly become a private investigator, checking out everything. Every move is read with meanings, with devious meanings, not even positive meanings. Devious meanings. Why did they come back late? They normally come back at 6. Today they came back at 6:05. Where were they? You start reading meanings into things, and what you don't understand is you are breeding suspicion in your heart, and you are killing what God wants to keep alive. Don't say it so boldly. I know where it's going. You may not know where it's going. So there's a principle. Let's go back. Love believes the best. So if there is something that you don't understand, then you need to ask clarifying questions. You see, these things about gaps is because there is communication is hindered, communication is affected. And when communication is not really flowing, then, you know, the tendency to fill up things with stories and with narratives is very high. So we need to bridge, you know, the gap by clarifying, communicating. You know, you were supposed to come at 6 o'clock. Now it's 7 o'clock. What happened? And then let them explain. Oh, I had a flat tire. Or I ran out of petrol and I had to go buy petrol. Or whatever. You can't just fill up the gap with ideas in your head. Ask questions. Let there be communication. You know, sometimes the problem is that because we're not communicating, we don't know where they are, we don't know where they're coming from, we don't know what is happening in their world. And then remember, there's that third party, that enemy that is making the effort to fill those gaps with negative narratives to destroy the relationship. It's your responsibility to protect the relationship. That's why the Bible says love believes the best. So I have to, you know, even in law, they said that everyone is innocent until what? Proven guilty. You don't just suspect somebody that is an armed robber and immediately you sentence them to death. No, you have to go through trial and court, and they, you know, exhaust the evidence to show that this person is truly a criminal before you sentence them. You don't just accuse somebody and then sentence them immediately. It's called jungle justice. And do you know that's what we're doing in our relationships? Jungle justice. You suspect something and you're not clarifying it. You're not trying to find out. The thing is this: we lack patience. We lack patience. We are quick to run into conclusions, quick to come up with narratives that make the other person very evil. That's not love.
We're living in very, very interesting times with AI. You know, there are so many things that can be cooked up.
Yeah.
You even see a screenshot. There are AI apps that can help edit screenshots.
Yeah.
And before, screenshots used to be authentic, but nothing is real anymore. This is why we need this wisdom for relationships, to be very careful, to understand, number one, that there's an enemy that wants to destroy the relationship, never to agree with that enemy. That's the first thing. And how do we not agree with that enemy? We need to have wisdom enough to be slow to make those assumptions. Okay, somebody sends you a video, and this video, the person in the video looks like your husband or looks like your wife. And in these days that there are AI, why don't you give it the benefit of doubt to, say, maybe this is AI. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is AI. Instead of jumping into a quick conclusion, love believes the best. And something about love, according to scriptures, it has to be by faith. So, I don't know. This thing looks like my husband or my wife, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So instead of just believing the video, why don't you question it, put a question mark on it, and make investigations? Maybe you can check with them. Honey, what is this in this video? And he says, no, it's not me, it's AI. It's not me, it's AI. Oh, that's the problem. We need to be patient. We don't need to be quick to agree with the negative. We don't need to be quick to agree with that negative narrative, because we live in a world today that, in fact, someone has taught me, never even believe anything you see on social media.
Yeah.
Question it.
Yeah.
You see the video, a house is on fire. It's AI.
Yeah.
It's not real. So question it, put a question mark on it and investigate. The truth will always prevail. Don't be in a hurry to make conclusions, accuse people, believe the worst about them, instead of believing the best about them, and question the evidence until it's verified.
And then we are done for the day.
All right. Okay, so when the imagined version of this person, what you imagined about them based on what you heard, based on the AI video, based on the screenshot that someone sent you, and you built a narrative, you built a picture of what this person is doing, what they are, when that imagined version becomes stronger than the person who is standing in front of you, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Because now you're believing the picture that has been created in your mind based on all of these things that has come to you, all this interpretation you have given to actions and the things that the person has done. And now that picture is more powerful than what you know about this person or what you are seeing in this person, then we're in trouble. So we mustn't fall into that trap. All of these things, the enemy is trying to destroy your relationship. It's trying to destroy the marriage. It's trying to destroy the future that is supposed to unfold with this person. Be careful. Understand it. When you know that there's an enemy that wants to kill, steal, and destroy, why are you in a hurry to agree with him? Why are you in a hurry to agree that, whatever it is that this narrative has created is the real thing? Yeah. Why don't you challenge that thought? Believe the best until proven that what it is, proven beyond reasonable doubt that it is what it is. Yeah. Don't be quick to suspect and then make conclusions on your suspicion and then start treating that person according to what you have imagined. Now you withdraw. Now you withdraw attention, you withdraw affection, you become passive aggressive, you become cantankerous towards them, you become offensive towards them, and meanwhile they're innocent. Yeah. It ought not to be so. Let's all understand it, that we are living amongst an enemy, Satan himself, who wants to destroy what God is doing in our lives. Now let me drop this before our time finishes this morning. Is he paid? Pain is terrible. Everywhere there is pain, everyone who has experienced pain before, that pain becomes a trap that the enemy can use to curate future narratives that destroy. Remember, the enemy never wants you to be happy. He never wants you to enjoy progress, So he always wants to take the past and use it to destroy the present and sabotage the future. Let me say that again. The enemy always wants to take the past, destroy the present, and sabotage the future. You need to be wiser than the devil. Bible says we should not be what? Ignorant of the devices of the enemy. So we need to be wiser than the enemy. Know that if you have had any kind of pain, that pain can be used by the enemy to sabotage your present and undermine the future. Do not allow it. So you need to be careful what you do with pain. Pain can be used by the enemy to create narratives. Oh, that my ex did me like that. So this one, I see where he's going. And it's pain that is directing you.
That is true.
And you are judging this new person based on the pain from the past. It ought not to be so.